Last night I did a couple pork shoulders, pork butts on the Oklahoma Joe offset smoker. I don't always do my my pork butts. Always don't pull them, shred them. Sometimes I just leave them as chunks of meat. That's what I did tonight. I made me a smoked pork sandwich on some cracked wheat sourdough. Put a little red onion on it, a little mayo. Grated some pepper jack cheese on it. Excellent sandwich, good crowd pleaser. Watch the video, show you how I did this. I also answer some questions from some comments and stuff that I got on some other videos. The video, it runs, it's under 30 minutes. If I ramble on a little too long, go ahead and speed forward to the actual cooking part, but shows you how to do a roasted pork butt using mesquite wood. Bon appetit, guys. Keep on smoking. Hey, Odie Doody. Oh, that's my big Odie dog. My big Odie dog. Hey, good morning, guys. Rico here, Rico's Place. Mother's Day. So I hope you're all enjoying that, spending time with your moms or dads or whoever's in your family in your life today. Just enjoy it and spend some time. Now, when I lived in Oklahoma, we had a tradition on Mother's Day. My mom would always cook a brisket. Now, she didn't smoke it because back then, this was what, 15, 20 years ago. The meat smoking wasn't a big deal yet to the normal people like you and I. And so she would grill it though. My family would all come in. It was just fun until the adult spirits take hold of these Okies, and you know, this one's fighting with that one, and this one's trying to poke that one's eyes out, and this one's taking money out. You know, all good stuff. You'll have done it with your families, I'm sure. Well, today I'm kind of soloing it, bacheloring it. I got a friend. I might have him come over later, or I might go somewhere. But I thought I would smoke a couple pork shoulders in response to some comments that I got on the old YouTube. And then I thought I'd take this time this morning to answer some of your questions. I think what we're going to do, I think I'll get the Base Camp Rico series really going, and maybe what I'll do, I'll start that off with answering questions from the YouTube. I got a chicken that's out. Hey, that might be because I left the door open of my chicken tractor. Let's go check this out. Odie. Odie decided, I guess it's okay to chase chicken. They got out because I left the door open on the chicken tractor. But we're going to have to, ooh, you got a full crawl, don't you, sweetheart? I got to get my chicken pen built. My nephew keeps saying my temporary pen is a full pen. Full pen. Permanent pen, but it's not. We'll get the new pen built right in here. Meanwhile, let's put this little girl back in with everybody. Here you go, guys. Whoop. All right, so not a good thing. Odie going after a chicken. You're gonna have to break that of her. She's I mean, I guess if you got dogs, they're going to chase chickens, especially when they run. But we'll have to see. All right, let me get back to smoking the meat. All right, where were we? Oh yeah, so I might get the Base Camp Rico series up and going and do, I'll just mention comments and give shout outs and that sort of stuff. I think that'd be a cool thing to do do some live ones and get you all in there. Maybe, I don't know if I have enough people to do live. But anyhow, back to this thing behind me. I want to do a couple shout outs. First of all, Sandra wanted to know how much wood is it going to take to smoke 22 pounds of pork butt, shoulder. How the hell would I know? Nah, I'm just kidding. That's all relevant. I hate it when people will tell you something. When I smoke a big long smoke like that, I might go through 3-4 logs of oak like this. Oak burns a little slower, hotter type of a deal. It all depends. Temperature right. Is it cold? Is it windy? Is it raining? How well your smoker seals? But you could probably 3 to 5 of these maybe. I don't know. Kind of play that. So that's one option. Then we had Geladette. I like that name, Geladette. That's cool. I hope you see this. She wanted to know if you could use mesquite to smoke. Well, hell yeah, you can use mesquite. That's my favorite wood. I use the oak a lot because I go up to the 131 ranch and I cut it myself and bring it home. And so it doesn't cost me a dime except for travel, and I like going up there, so travel's no big deal. But that's why I use a lot of oak. I particularly, oak isn't my favorite. I like hickory and mesquite. Okay, I don't have a lot of mesquite around. If I go visit my dad in Arizona, then I might bring back a truckload of mesquite strictly used for smoking. Hey, that's a plan. There's a road trip. So we have that. Then you could use just the normal charcoal. Sometimes you can get it with mesquite in it, sometimes not, but you can use just regular charcoal. Now, what I did this morning when I was out getting the pork butts, I went to our local Lowe's. I like the Home Depot better. Home Depot, you can get a sack of really like mesquite logs, but at Lowe's they have these mesquite chunks. So I'm going to use those today on my pork butts. Now, some people will soak them in water. Some people won't. Some say, oh, it creates better smoke. Some will say, well, you're cooling your fire down because now they're wet. Water and fire don't mix. I don't know. I don't. Rico don't get his belly by doing more work. So if it takes me more work to get a bucket, put water, so I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to put them in there. So we're going to be using these wood chips today, or wood chunks. Okay. The other thing I got at our local store, I use this a lot too, is chunk charcoal. Well, that was so now you can get this chunk charcoal. Geladette, guess what? It's made out of mesquite. They take mesquite wood, they burn it, they get it to where it starts to become charcoal, carbon, and then you use it in. So you can use this for flavoring, okay? Because we can all get some of this. We can buy. We all don't have mesquite trees growing around, okay? So we have that. Then I had Roy, bless Roy's heart. He looked at my how to light an offset smoker with the fire chimney, and you put paper in it and you light it. And Roy's comment is a good one, but I'm a little slow, Roy, a little ignorant on some things. But he said using the charcoal bag, a charcoal bag works well too. Now I don't know if he meant you can buy something and put charcoal in it, or if he meant the charcoal bag. I think he meant save these bags. You can use them in there and you don't have to go get newspaper. I don't know. I hope he gets back to me on that because I'm interested and curious now. I like to learn from other people. So we got that. Now, today's cook. I already got 2 pork butts in there. It's probably 20 pounds of meat. I don't know. I'll have to look at the label. But what I want to show you guys today is a system they call the Minion box. Minion system. Minion Smoky. And what you do, we built this box. You can buy these. Guys will sell you anything for a good price. Or you can go to Lowe's. Sometimes they have a charcoal box. But what ours is, I think it's 8 by 8 by 8. It's an 8 by 8 cube, I think. I don't... Let's see, my knife. Yeah, that's probably right. Probably an 8 by 8 cube. you fill this with your charcoal, and I'll show you how to do this here in a minute. Okay? And then that goes into the firebox. You take your fire chimney, put it on top, and it'll burn down slowly. Now, if your smoker seals real good, this will be a long burn. If it's a lot of draft, you're going to have to add charcoal down the road. Then, while this is sitting here in the firebox, you take your wood chunks, put them down the side of it. They get heated up. They start smoking. They'll light on fire eventually. If you're using bigger wood, it just goes down inside it, okay? And then the charcoal will light it and smoke it. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm probably going to throw these 2 pieces of oak in there just because I have them. What else do we need to cover today? I think, oh, do we have one more comment? Man, here's the best comment of all. Melvin. What a name. I like Melvin. There's an old black guy here in Bakersfield that has a smoking barbecue restaurant, Melvin, and he's from Oklahoma or Louisiana, Texas, I think. And he's a kick in the pants. He's invited me. I can come smoke with him, and I'm assuming he's talking meat, but hey, I'm open to anything sometimes. I got to go barbecue with Melvin. He'll teach me some tricks, I think. But what Melvin on the YouTube wanted to know, if you watched my offset smoker video, nephew Dutch and I, we were partaking in some Indian steaks, and they're good. It's rare, hard to find. Excuse me, kind of like a tri-tip in California. They're named different things. Well, in Oklahoma we have Indian steaks. And Melvin, I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are. He's from Canada, I think he said. I'm going to let you mull over and look about it, and I'm gonna go down to my butcher and see if I can get me the roast that we sliced the Indian steaks from. And then I'll make you a little, I'll show you exactly how to properly slice them and grill them so that they're tender, you know, against the grain, that sort of stuff. So I think you're just going to have to go another week, Melvin, before I tell you about that. I think you'll enjoy it. You've all seen them, you just didn't know what they were called. I like them. It's like a tri-tip. It's a cheap piece of meat. You know, I'll show you what part of the cow it comes from, that sort of thing. We might have to use a horse because I don't have a cow handy. I guess. Well, I do have a cow. Man, I don't know. Anyways, I'm just waiting on the charcoal chimney to get done, and then I'll show you how to fill this, put it in the box, put the charcoal on it, we'll get ready. If you understand that, you're a better person than I am. All right, I'll be back here in about 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the briquette, and then I'm going to throw some of the mesquite chunk in there. And you fill this thing back up all the way with Now I'm gonna save this because this is what I may be using in the charcoal chimneys from now on. So we have the charcoal in the Minion box. I'm gonna go ahead and get it into the firebox and show you how we're doing that. Now you could put the Minion box in first and then put the charcoal in it, and then you're going to adjust this so it's kind of against the far wall. That way you have room to put stuff in there. Take your charcoal chimney and just pour it. Oops. Just pour it on top of the Minion box. So we're gonna make sure the door's latched. We're gonna shut this vent a little bit. Shut the door. We'll close this smoke pipe vent. Right now we're just gonna leave it open. Get a draw, some air going through, and then get this temp up, all right? So we're on 0 right now. And we're just going to go ahead and get this temperature up to about 250 or so. 253. I like to go to 300. If you get there, then you drop it down. But if we can get to 250 or so, we'll go ahead and put our pork butt in there. Okay, our temp's starting to move up now. It's about 230, 240, I think. I'm going to go ahead and put the meat in because I want to get it in. It's getting late, and we'll get it started. Then we'll work on getting our heat up again. You could don't know if you can see it here, but we kind of have a clean smoke. You can see the smoke coming up. It's not real black and dirty. That's what you're looking for. Called that clean blue, clear-looking smoke. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get these 2 pork butts in there. I'll show you what they look like before we put them in. Temp's doing good. I guess we just gotta get them in there, I guess. Let's do it to it. And what we're going to do, we're going to put these 2 in. We're going to put them over the water bath, water pan. Now your heat over here should be a little hotter than it is over here. So when I check it the next time, I'm going to flip them. I'm going to go rinse these aluminum foil pans out because I try to get as much mileage out of them as I can. Okay, it's almost been in about 3 hours. Great. Kind of got sidetracked inside and my temp fell a little bit. So you got to kind of watch it. Like I say, my pit has some issues. It's not sealing right, so the temps aren't exactly how they should be. Good. What we're going to take our first look at it and show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a, they say spritz or spray, but I got this show animal sprayer that I use, and I'm just going to wet it down. A lot of times I'll do a wet mop, but this time I'm going to spray it, and I got beer apple cider, apple juice, soy, and Worcestershire, same stuff I have in the water pan. So we'll do that. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. So we're just going to get this kind of moist. Spray it all down. It'll drip into the drip pan. My drip pan is, I'm going to have to add some stuff to it because it's kind of evaporated, which is a good thing. That's why we have it in there. That's why my meat looked a little dry. I think I'm going to turn this over for an hour or so. And we will also switch these. So that's the bottom side. I started it with fat side up. Some will say you render the fat down and it goes through the... I don't know if any of that's true or not. I just know I do what I do. Alright, so I'm going to go get some more stuff to put in there. Shut this. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple more pieces of almond wood on. So what I'm doing here is I put some wood in here. We're letting it catch so that you can see the flames and stuff. That'll get our heat going back up because I let my heat drop down. One of the things. So what we have going on here is I went ahead and I put a few more pieces of almond wood in there. That way we can get the heat going up. Very important that you watch your heat because when it drops, sometimes it takes a little while to get it back up. Okay, we'll check back on it in probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we'll probably put it in a pan and cover it and not put any more smoke in it and just start cooking it. Sun's starting to go down here in the west, and they've been on, 2 pork butts been on about 5 hours, 5.5 hours. I'm going to take an internal temp. We're going to put them into a foil pan, cover it, and just continue cooking. I don't need any more smoke on them at all. Now, some people will wrap the whole pork butt. I don't like doing that, but this is just neater. You put it in the pan. I can take the drip pan au jus, pour it over it, and let it kind of cook in its own juices. And then I can use that later if I want to heat it up tomorrow. Something I can heat it up in its own juices. So that works out real good. We'll take the internal temp. Let me get this going. Now, when taking the temp, you want to stick it into the meaty part of the roast or whatever, and go kind of like halfway in the middle, because that's the internal temp is what we want. I have some electronic ones. I don't know where they're at, but we got to find them. So we're just gonna. It's going in there pretty good. There. Now we need to hot pads. This is just the drip-ins and okay. Hey guys, Rico here. Good morning to you. Got this thing done last night. About midnight, came out of the oven. So I just want to get you take a little look at it. God, it turned out great. I think we'll take a little taste test of this piece right here. is excellent. Alright guys, I gotta get off to work. Excuse me. I'll make a sandwich tonight and give you a shot of that and we'll be done. Alright, have a great day guys.